Hey guys, hope you guys had a great weekend. Pretty good day start to the week here. Came out on with some nice wins. Let's talk about where we are at. So I mentioned this trend that I have right here on last week. So this was the day before CPI, or 2 days before CPI. This is our day before CPI, and then we had this huge unwind here. Um, we are in a very interesting spot right now. So we have not seen more than 5 days in a row, which we just closed our fifth red day today, since February of 2020. That's during the COVID crash. So that was like when the first big things of the COVID crash, and we knew the world was shutting down. Everything was basically just going to hell. We have not seen more than 5 red days in a row since then. That means not a sixth, not a seventh, not an eighth, nothing. Yes, we've had like one little break here, like we saw here. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with one decently green day, and then two more. Outside of that, we have not seen that. So the odds of a green day tomorrow is pretty good. So let's talk about a couple of things here. So let's look at the last times we had 5 red days in a row. One of the last times this year was here. So this was, look at that, the exact same trend. So we had this, and then we had one small bounce, which, now mind you, this was FOMOC day. And then we had two more red days before we went up. The other time that we had the red days was in July. So it was July 8th. Let's find July 8th here. July 8th, so right here, all the way down to here, and then look at that. We had a massive gap up, and then boom, we went off to the races. So the cool thing I want to really point out about here is June double bottom. This is like the most beautiful, perfect double bottom that there could be. There could be, I will say. So we came in here, we had a high of 370.9, and then we had a low of 364. And the next day we had a slightly lower high at 369.4 with the low of the year at 362.1. Look at where this first resistance was, 370.6, same exact resistance line with a low at 363.3. And then today we came in with just a little bit lower of a high at 370.2, and then we made a new low at 363.03. This is the perfect same setup to see a big bounce. Now, mind you, the days were a little different because we had this one green in here, but it was a big stretch of red days. It's the same price range. It is identical. This is about as close to a true daily double bottom pattern that I've seen in a long time on SPY, and I think it's going to play out. So I'm long on some calls for Friday. I'm expecting us to break through at least 370 tomorrow, and then we've got this gap here at 373.44. I think honestly by Friday, if you look at this trend, we could be up in the 380s to 390s. Once this bottom was in, we rallied, and you can see that. And the other thing that we have on Friday is quarterly option expiration, so that could be a big rally up also once we have all those puts down below rolling off. And honestly, we could see a lot of that put OI be rolled this week too. And that was something we saw in the July, I think it was July 30th was up here. We saw a lot of that put OI come off middle of the week. It didn't wait till the end. So that's something I'm keeping in mind of. So key support, if we break through tomorrow and make a new low of the year, and especially if we close below the previous low of 362.17, then I will be very bearish, and I think we possibly really could see the 330s. If we continue to hold here, and especially if tomorrow is a big green day, and especially if we open big green and we close back over 370, then I'm under the impression that the bottom of the year is in right here for now, and we are going to move back up. Whether we do this consolidation or we do this rocket, I'm not sure, but I think the bottom's in personally. I would like to see a close over 370.6 resistance tomorrow though. Futures, futures did end up closing 3670. I was out of town, so I'm looking 3671. So futures did end up closing a new low of the year though, by about $1.25. So, but we could looking at a double bottom right here, and we could be pushing up, similar that we saw here, double bottom up. So I'm going to be looking for futures to hold this 36.70 support through the night, and then eventually it's going to hopefully test 37.05, and then eventually we might even try to get up here to 37.70. Looking at Apple, so the thing I took away, and I'm going to zoom out real quick here to show this pattern, we have a possible inverse head and shoulders forming right here that we could see. So our 50% retracement for the shoulders are right about here at this 151 to 149.2 level, and it's playing out right now. So even today in this bigger sell-off that SPY had, Tech held up very well. Tech looked bullish. It did not look weak. I would have liked to have seen a close over 151.1 to really feel bullish, but we didn't make a new low, and we held this 149.2 support line. And you can see we kind of have a V-bottom recovery, kind of like we saw here actually, and here actually. So I'm going to be looking for a push up here into the 155s to 160 later this week. Key takeaway, as long as we hold this 149.2 level, I am bullish to consolidation. I don't think that Apple makes its next leg down right here. I don't think, seeing SPY already back at the 75% range of its bear market. So what I mean is that if you look at this channel, SPY is down here in the 75% retracement. Apple is still at 50%. As long as Tech is holding up like this, I don't think we see a bigger sell-off. Looking at the sell pressure intraday and everything like that, it's all based on the NYSE. It's not from Tech. It's not from the NASDAQ. It's from the Dow and everything else. So I think we might be witnessing a little bit of a rotation right now, and I think Tech is going to pull us back up like we saw in July. So looking at Tesla, so Tesla has an interesting pattern here. So I called out this pattern, the head and shoulders, last week when we rejected 312, and that was looking for a retracement to the 220s to the 240s down here. I'm seeing a potential now, looking at these red arrows, where we could be looking at the pattern up, down, and then bounce. So if we hold and we continue to hold 270.3 right here, I actually do think we could revisit the 290s to the 310 area. If we happen to close a candle below 270.3, you can see how this support held up right here, really ideally below 266, then I would actually be interested in some puts. But I would not, even though I was talking about it last week, I would not go short on Tesla, one, until Apple breaks down, and two, until we see a close below this key 270.3 level right here. If we close a candle over 283.3, then I would feel pretty confident that we're going to visit the 300s again. Looking at the VIX, so the VIX is in an interesting pattern. So this is the January high for the VIX, which hit 38.94. And then we have May right here at 36.64. This is this dotted line. That would have been about 33.2 today. And tomorrow that puts us at 33.1. As long as we maintain below this level and SPY does not make a new low of the year, I honestly am more bullish than I am bearish. If you can see, every time the VIX gets up in this range, it doesn't stay here very long. So this is day 2 here. I mean, we have time 1 day we drop, 2 days we drop, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we drop, 1, 2 drop, or 1 drop, 1 drop. So, you know, right here, 1, 2 drop. So we could see a similar pattern of this right here where we have a big unwind and then we start our leg down. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. If the VIX breaks through the 33s tomorrow and closes up over 34, then I would be more bearish going forward. And I would look to actually probably short SPY. Bitcoin has held up 18.7K, hasn't really hit the 20.2 I'd like to see, but until we break 18.2K, I'm bullish on crypto and the market. All right, you guys have a good day. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated. I am providing my Discord link right here. That's a lifetime link. If it doesn't work, go ahead and send me a message and I will get you a new link. I do have a pre-market update I do every day where I update with supports and resistances and different scenarios that might play out through the day. I also do a live commentary throughout the day with updates and changes, and I do push out buy and sell alerts on SPY and other tickers that I'm trading at the time. Currently, membership is $20 per month or $228 per year. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok under SPY Optionaire, or Reddit under Daddy Dirch.